Now, reporting from Los Angeles, Val Zavala.
We've all seen the pictures of homes sliding down hillsides, going up in flames, shaken off their foundations. Natural disasters are part of life here in Southern California. But today, the biggest threat to homes and families is not natural, it's financial. Foreclosure is becoming a way of life in Southern California, with repossessed homes now dominating the real estate market. 1 in 2 homes sold last month had been repossessed. Or to look at it another way, 700 families lose their homes every day. One of the hardest hit areas is the Inland Empire. 5 years ago, it seemed like the promised land, with first-time buyers flocking to buy big homes with spacious lawns and sparkling pools. But what do foreclosures look like? What's left behind? Correspondent Lisa Ling takes us to an area along the I-15 we're calling Foreclosure Alley.
You could say that these guys are a home's most unwelcome group of guests because they're here to grab, throw, bag, haul, and generally destroy everything left behind by the owner of this foreclosed home. The mission is to fill this dumpster as quickly as possible so it can be taken to the landfill. That's right, the landfill. Nearly everything left in this house is going to the dump. Why would people leave a big TV like that?
Well, I think that they didn't have the money to get a moving van. And so they took what they could, threw it in their car, and they're off. We don't even know where they would go, but maybe to relatives, to a hotel.
John Ploker owns a business that contracts with banks and mortgage companies to do this dismantling, which he calls a trash out, a word he says he came up with because it so perfectly describes how homes are emptied. Is this house typical of a lot of the ones that you trash out?
Yes, newer home, newer neighborhoods. Over the last 5 or 6 years, those are the people that participated in the subprime loans, and they're the ones that are really taking the beating.
Even though he's done this now for several years, Ploker says he's still surprised by the personal things people leave behind. People always say that the first thing they'd take if there was some kind of disastrous photographs, but...
No, we find pink slips to automobiles, we'd find birth certificates. Now, those types of things we keep, and we attempt to mail those.
Computers, printers.
Yeah, there's a computer. It's all intact.
2 computers
in
here.
Yeah, 2 computers in there, table.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. Incredible.
We found dozens of things, but one of the things we found just recently was an urn that somebody's remains, they had been cremated and they left their urn at the house. And we called the bank and said, what do we do with that? And they said, do not trash that.
And although people know for months in advance that they're headed for foreclosure, they often leave in a hurry.
Yeah, you've got rotting food here. These people didn't take much. They took what they needed, perhaps their wallets and their purses, and the shirts on their back, literally, and they're gone.
I guess if you're going to lose everything, what's the point of cleaning up, right?
I think that people that finally get to this point are depressed. They've lost their home, and they're probably not thinking straight. They've lost everything. And as you can see, a lot of good stuff is still here, and so they must be in great despair.
A few years ago, Ploker had 3 employees. Today, he has 73, trashing an average of 15 foreclosed homes a day. So it must be a little bit of a bittersweet kind of experience because on the one hand, your business is booming, but you're from here and you're seeing all these people's lives destroyed, essentially.
And friends, too. We've got people actually in our company that are losing their homes. I've got many, many friends that have lost their homes. This is a disaster on a grand scale. This is not something that we're excited about doing.
That sense of sadness isn't lost on the trash-out crew.
I wonder what I would do in their situation. I wonder how I would feel, what I would leave behind, what I would tell my kids right before I leave. I mean, I have to pick up their children's toys. I mean, I pick up dolls, and I wonder if this was a little girl's best friend. I wonder what this was to somebody else, and now it's going into a dumpster.
Everything that's left behind is left behind because they want to leave it here. There's no coercion. They're not being forced out of the house immediately. They have plenty of time to take it out, so it's their decision, not the bank's, not ours.
It's been 4 hours. The place is totally trashed out. This is all that's left, and it's our stuff.
Anybody want the end table? Nobody wants to take it home? I don't think so. It's already been cleaned.
Even the guys that are seasoned in this business, I think it's caused them to think, how could this happen? And we're just seeing all kinds of things happen that I don't think we would have thought were possible.
No matter which neighborhood you go to, the story's the same. Auctions, bank-owned properties, short sales, which is when an owner owes more than the house is worth.
A short sale, bank-owned, 2 more foreclosures, another foreclosure down here, and another, I believe, a short sale.
Carrie and Dave Almagrande live on a cul-de-sac where every other house is vacant. 3 years ago, their accountant urged them to buy property to get the tax write-off.
We paid $399 for it, and it's worth now, I think the house down the street is going for about $180. Yeah, we lost. So it makes me feel like I made a really stupid, and just losing everything on. You know, I could do a lot with my $3,100 a month than to put it into a place that is not worth $1,000 a month.
We have a saying, you know you're in trouble if the lawn is brown and the pool is green.
Fred Lopez is a code enforcement officer in Lake Elsinore.
I'm checking the address on this property right now, and it's currently showing that it is bank-owned.
Because of the city's new abandoned home ordinance, he says 75 to 80% of his workday is now foreclosure-related.
My partner and I today are en route to a foreclosed property located here in the city that contains a swimming pool that has green stagnant mosquito breeding water.
Hey, what's going on? How's it going?
Good, man.
You got utilities?
Yeah, there's water and electricity in the house.
Lopez and fellow officer Scott Burns are dealing with a crisis within a crisis: abandoned pools and spas.
Hey, did you bring your swim trunks?
No, not me.
Come on, let's go. It's hot out. It's about 100 today.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's missing a little bit of chlorine, don't you think?
These days, they're draining about 3 to 5 pools a week.
All right, let's go get the pump.
You got it?
Yeah,
Of course you do. Unfortunately, when the houses go vacant, the utilities get turned off, those pools just sit there, and in this kind of heat, it only takes maybe a week and a half for the water to turn green and stagnant, which then becomes an issue for mosquito breeding and West Nile virus. So we're very quick to react to complaints in regards to green swimming pools.
Come on, baby. All right, we got it.
It takes 2 guys nearly 3 hours to do the job, draining not only the pool, but city coffers at a time when there's less and less tax revenue coming in.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better situation, right out to the street into the storm drain. When I first started in code enforcement about 3 or 4 years ago, I never had any inkling that I would be standing at the bottom of a pool sucking out green stagnant water.
Anybody want pea soup?
I don't really see it getting any better anytime soon. A lot of the people that took out these adjustable rate mortgages, you know, if they did a 5-year deal, you know, their houses are going to be coming up, you know, within the next year or two. So it's going to be a continuous process that, you know, unfortunately code enforcement is going to have to deal with for quite some time.
Hey, we need to go to the dump. Like now.
I don't think the United States, or at least California, could handle another one of these foreclosure crises. But we'll go through this process again. In the short term, yes, everybody's burned their hand and they remember that burn. But over the long term, 10 years from now, we might be back here.
Joining us now is Lisa Ling. Lisa, we see bad economic figures all the time, but they just don't prepare us for the scenes that you showed us.
It certainly didn't prepare me. I mean, it really is devastating, and California has been particularly hit. Places like the Inland Empire, which are relatively new communities. A lot of these houses just sort of sprung up within the last 8 years. So people thought we can buy our dream homes in these brand new subdivisions and commute because gas prices are cheap. Well, now with escalating gas prices and so many homes going into foreclosure, it's become incredibly difficult. And so as a result, you've got these communities, and it's surreal when you go over there because you still see signs that say, come buy your dream home. But a lot of these developments have just been stopped in their tracks. I mean, you go there and it's like a movie set. These huge communities that have started to build and just they're completely vacant now.
Lisa, thank you.
Thanks.